Hi guys, it's Charlie here. If you're looking to protect your future with gold or silver, pick the region you're in and choose one of our trusted partners.
Good morning. May Day, May Day. It's the 1st of May, 2026. I find it very interesting, the court case in London with Keir Starmer. It's amazing. You can say this, you can't say this. You can say this, you can't say this. The complete court case is a farce. It's a complete and utter farce. The case itself is being managed purely for theatre. It's all part of the movie. But it's time for people to wake up and see what's going on. And the moment you point out that it's all theatre, then suddenly Starmer says, I think we'll send some troops to Ukraine. I mean, mate, you're a bit behind the times. That war was over a long time ago. Next year we send them to the Falklands. This shows the levels they go to distract from what's really going on. And these guys that set fire to his house and his car, you can't talk about their political allegiances. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't go anywhere near the fact that they're rent boys. And they were around at his house fixing his back door. You're not allowed to talk about that. That's not part of the case. Why did they set fire to his house? Oh, we can't talk about that at all. It was obviously political. You can form your own opinion on that one. But the moment you start doing your research on something like that, it just opens one of the biggest can of worms you've ever seen in your life. Morning, Drew.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. My first story of the day. The UK's terror threat level has raised to severe, meaning an attack is now considered likely following a suspected terrorist incident in North London. Two Jewish men were stabbed in Golders Green on the 29th of April in what police are describing as a targeted attack. The suspect was detained by community volunteers before being arrested by officers using a taser. Both victims remain in hospital. Prime Minister Keir Starmer visited the scene but faced heckling from members of the public. This comes amid a rise in anti-Semitic incidents across the UK, with growing calls of increased protection for Jewish communities. Counter-terrorism police are now leading the investigation.
And this is all part of the complete scam because the UK has become a very unsafe place. And if you're a middle class white man and a Christian and get stabbed, there is absolutely nothing on the news. Nothing at all. It's just one of those things. It just happens. The amount of knife crime in the UK is absolutely disgusting. But the minute you stab a Jew or a Paki from a rape gang, suddenly it's headline news. It's time to wake up. Anybody getting injured by knives is terrible. It's awful. But the fact that you have to be Jewish or a Paki from a rape gang to hit the headlines tells you an awful lot. And it's very interesting. The UK's got a very big mouth about gun control in America. Knives do as much damage as guns. We're doing nothing about the knife control in the UK. We ban guns so that we can't hold the politicians accountable like they can in America. But in the UK, the knife crime is completely out of hand. And don't think these are isolated incidents. They're not. There's many, many knife crimes that happen that go completely unnoticed because you're not either Jewish or from the Pakistani rape gangs.
Allegedly.
I'm calling you out because it's time somebody did. And I'll get some hate for it, I know that. But the facts remain that anybody that stabs anybody, whoever you are, is wrong. But the fact that you only get media coverage if you're part of certain groups, that's wrong. My next story is a very interesting thing that's happening in Germany. Of course, at the weekend they had the elections. And the party on the right has won on a landslide. And that's a bit of a shock to the EU because the party on the right want out of the EU. Germany out of the EU, with the UK out of the EU, leaves France, the only country of any power to run the EU, because obviously the UK and Germany were the biggest funders of the EU. With the UK pulling out, Starmer's done everything he possibly can to get back in to try and help them out. Now Germany wants out. He's going to look rather stupid. But this is all part of the pantomime of dismantling. I said 5-6 years ago, the EU is over. It's a failed project. It will never, ever work. And there was many things in principle that were good. But because it was run by idiots, it failed. And it failed spectacularly. We're now watching the complete collapse of the EU, and Ursula von der Leyen will go down as probably one of the greatest traitors the world has ever seen. True.
Next up, the fallout continues following the Washington visit of King Charles and Queen Camilla after remarks by Donald Trump triggered diplomatic concern. The US president revealed details of a private conversation with the king, claiming he agreed that Iran must never obtain nuclear weapons, a move widely seen as a breach of royal protocol. By convention, the monarch remains politically neutral and does not publicly express views on foreign policy. Buckingham Palace moved quickly to clarify the King's position reflects UK government policy, not personal opinion. The visit has been amid at reinforcing the so-called indispensable alliance between the UK and the United States amid rising tensions with Iran. The question remains how sensitive diplomatic discussions are being handled.
The issue with Iran is a very interesting one, because Iran has never wanted nuclear weapons. And I've told you this over and over again. There's a fatwa in place, which is a religious order that does not allow this to happen. The US Secret Services know that there is zero evidence that Iran has created nuclear weapons. They've known it for years. The problem is they can't get control of the rogue part, the Islamic part of Iran. So they use the nuclear game, if you like, to try to shut it down. There is problems in Iran without questions, but the problems in Iran were created by Israel and the US with Hezbollah, that was funded and created by them and has got out of hand. And yes, it's being removed. And when you hear Trump saying, we're getting control of Iran, yes, you're getting control of the mess that was made by Obama, Clinton, the Bushes. They were the ones that instigated this problem in there because they wanted to destabilize Iran. Iran was never an Islamic state, ever. It was a country, part of Persia, that was a very peaceful part of the world, where Jews, Muslims lived together in harmony for many, many years. And the Christians, a mass of Christians there. And then the terrorist cells of Hezbollah came in to stir it all up. They weren't created by Iran. They were created by America.
Allegedly.
The CIA and Mossad, Israel. And now they're trying to clean up the mess. And it is one hell of a mess. But don't panic. This is all part of the pantomime and everything's under control. But this is to wake people up. I'll leave you with that news on the 1st of May, 2026. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you on the Insiders Club tomorrow. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
If you want to know the truth, we put out the truth every single day, Monday to Friday. Saturdays and Sundays, we spend with our families, as we should do. So if you want to know the truth, come to charlieward.com and see real news daily. And join the Insiders Club, which is live on Wednesdays and Saturdays.